In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
Greetings and welcome welcome to St. George's Arena, Salve Regina Ice Hockey here as they are set to take on the Suffolk University Rams. And we're joined on the pregame show by Mitch Walensky. Mitch, senior night here at Salve, and we're trying to get a chance to talk to all of you guys and stuff. What it's been like for the last couple of years here on the island?
This night's kind of bittersweet. Not many kids get to say that they've made it this far in hockey, so I'm really thankful for that, and my parents and sister. I'm extremely thankful for everything they've done, all the sacrifices they've made, and helped me get to this point.
We feel like, obviously we only called one game so far here on the network. We just joined you guys last week for the Western New England game. I feel like I was calling your name so many times, and the coaches, when we talked to both Chris and Zach earlier in the week, they're like, yeah, without Mitch, our forward line doesn't really go.
I don't know. I like to play fast. I like to shoot the puck a lot. So when I get that puck on my stick, I'm always looking to score.
Yeah, everybody talks about what it was like growing up and learning the game. Did you ever, when you were a young kid, think, I'm going to get to division, any division, I'm going to play NCAA hockey, I'm going to be, a guy that's going to be out there and seen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's every kid's dream to play at the next level, and I just worked at it every single day, and it kind of became a passion. It wasn't really work to me, so I had fun doing it, so I'm really excited for what the future holds.
Big game tonight against Suffolk. Couple of games still left on the schedule. What's your outlook for the boys?
We're just going to play hard. We can't take them light. Any team in this league can beat anybody, so I think if we stick to the script and play our game the right way, we'll be all right.
We're looking to call your name a lot tonight. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to continue on with the pregame show. Take a look at an interview earlier this week with another senior, Caden Krause.
Welcome back on the Salve Men's Ice Hockey pregame show, and we are joined by senior Caden Krause. Caden, we know that you did not play in the game against Western New England the other week, but your Seahawks pulled off an absolutely great one. How do you feel about where the team stands right now?
Yeah, Western New England's they're a solid team. They work hard, so to see the boys come out and compete against them and take home the win is pretty awesome.
Let's talk about, obviously, you. This is why we're interviewing you. It is senior night, and we're focusing on all of the seniors. But, just talk about a little bit about yourself. Obviously, a hockey kid since birth. You grew up in Manitoba. Everybody knows Canada and hockey, and especially Manitoba province is very heavily on hockey. What was it like going through the Junior Jets program eventually into a very well-known AJHL team in the Bonneville Pontiacs?
Yeah, it was a long road, but I lived and breathed hockey my whole life. I moved away at age 14 to go to Pursuit of Excellence, a hockey academy in British Columbia. And then I started out when I was 16 in the BCHL and finished my career with Bonneville, which was awesome. We had a fantastic team. Didn't get the playoff run we hoped and wanted for, but it was a great room of guys, and I still talk to some of those guys on a weekly basis.
You go from a place like Manitoba to the smallest town in Rhode Island to one of the smallest islands in the United States and Salve Regina. What was the choice for you coming from Manitoba to Newport, Rhode Island?
Well, for me, I still had 1 year of junior left, but I hit that stage in my life where I wanted to pursue an education, and I just happened to get a call from Coach Davis and came down for a tour, and I was instantly hooked. It's beautiful. It's a different world down here than it is back home.
We know that so much about hockey is a mental game. You're a psychology major. How much does what you're studying in the classroom end up turning into how you approach things on the ice?
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I was talking with one of my professors about this the other day, and just one thing I picked up was mindfulness breathing, and I can tell it helps a lot after a shift in recovery.
Yeah, you guys are running short shifts a lot of times where you're going out, you're going hard 35, 40 seconds, then you got to come back to the bench. You got to recover yourself really quickly because you might be on a PK unit, you might be on a power play. How do you adapt those types of things into what you're doing on the bench?
Yeah, like I said, for me, the biggest thing is just controlling my breathing and focusing on what's coming up. I have a tendency to actually over-focus on what just happened and lose focus on the future of the game. So for me, one thing is just kind of forget the mistakes, learn from them, and then move on to the next shift.
Yeah, as a former soccer player, I know exactly what you mean by focusing too much on what just happened versus what you've got to focus on next. Couple of games left in the season. Obviously, you've got a really tough one against Suffolk tonight. How are you focusing on what's got to get done on the ice tonight and then what's got to get done for the last couple of games?
Yeah, so Suffolk's always a team that's given us their all every time we play them. They work hard, go 100% everywhere. So it's not a team we can take lightly. And I think in the last couple games here, all we have to do is, not all we have to do, but we have to find that next gear. We're so close. Like, we lost to Hobart in overtime. We lost who was the number 1 ranked team in the country. And we lost to Curry, who was in overtime, and they were the number 4 ranked team in the country, I believe. So we're knocking on the doorstep, but if you're knocking on the doorstep in playoffs, you're not going to proceed. So we're just looking to take it to the next level and hopefully gain some confidence going into playoffs.
You talk about going to that next step, going to that playoffs. You guys are sitting 4th in the Triple C right now. Obviously, it's a good spot to be. It'll get you a quarterfinal home game. But what are you looking forward to in the playoffs? What do you want to see the boys do?
I just, my only 2 years that I was able to play here at Salve, because COVID canceled one of them, we lost in the first round. So I just want to advance. And I really do think we've got the team that can compete for the championship in the CCC. So I really want to see us take steps towards that this year.
I got to say, being from Manitoba, I got to pick you on this one. Jets fan?
Yeah.
Moose fan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I have a lot of family from Winnipeg, so trust me. And in our house, it's a lot of following the Jets and the Moose. And
Jets are having a good year this year too.
They absolutely are. Caden, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. It is Caden Krause, senior forward for the Salve Regina Seahawks, and you've been watching the Seahawks pregame show.
Thank you.
Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down and crying. You know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end, for you and me, on this show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd, and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying. So let the velvet roll down. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. to hold for the applause. Oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll call.
from Moorhead, Minnesota, number 5, Seth Benson. A freshman from Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, number 19, Logan Calder. A junior from Rockville, Maryland, number 22, Johnny Malera. A junior from Calgary, Alberta, number 6, Josh Cruz. A sophomore from Bergen, British Columbia, number 73, Brendan King. And in goal, a junior from Livingston, New Jersey, number 1, Anthony Del Tufo. The head coach for the Seahawks is Zach Law. He's assisted by Chris Davis and Tom McCarthy. The officials for tonight's games are Jay Wright, Chris Henry, Connor Foley, and Robert Smoke. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and hoods and direct your attention to the flags as we honor America and Canada in the playing of their national anthems.
see a damn thing if they guap. I can't see a damn thing if they guap. Yeah, they like Stevie, they can't see me, they won't beat me. I'm in that guinea, lose like zucchini. Wanna feed you, and they need me. She won't please me, cause she need me. Like me, they like mine, like me, they like mine, like me, they like mine, like me, like mine. We shoot our helicopters, monsters. We pull up with sticks and helicopters. We'll when they the cops. Heart and soul into the Glock.
Good evening and welcome inside St. George's Arena And another edition of NCAA Commonwealth Coast Conference action on Fanzoli Sports Network. Matt Gillis alongside Bobby Olson. We're going to get into all the particulars, but we are ready to get underway on this senior night here from the barn in St. George's. Bobby, they're going to go with the big men up front. Seth Benson, Logan Calder, Johnny Malera, with Josh Kroon, Brendan Kim, and Anthony Del Tufo. Suffolk goes with Devin Lowe, Nick Lachine, Will McNeil, Thomas Dempsey, Connor Thomas, and Jared Bovanarek.
Really excited to see some more Seahawks action. They bring their three-game home conference streak into this one, so see if they can keep it going here.
Big game for the Seahawks on this ice last week as they beat Western New England. Really helped to solidify themselves potentially into that 4 spot in the Triple C, and possibly a home playoff game coming up in 2 weeks' time.
And this place will be an absolute barn if that's able to happen, so really pulling for these guys here tonight.
Faceoff goes down in the zone to the left side of Del Tufo. Or my apologies to Del Tufo's right side, our left side from our broadcast position, as that's tape actually flying across and not the puck. And it's taken down into the corner for the 4 of Samuel Rand, as Rand got run into the boards. That one comes across. Griffin Clark and a whistle and a stoppage of play, and there is a bucket on the ice. A little bit early for people to be losing their lids, but
how am I supposed to chip with that going on, Doug?
Cross and a shot right away. Score! Came flying off of Joel Shoemaker's stick, and it's already 1-0 Salve.
Not even 1 minute in. Are you kidding me?
How about that one?
Off
from
the iron
Shoemaker.
and in. Right off the crossbar and in. Absolute snipe in the top right-hand corner. Right at the 1 minute mark as well.
So Shoemaker gets us started early on. To the backside boards as that one gets chased, getting tripped up and going down. It was the 27 of Moon Kim, and it comes back around in front of Del Tufo. Score comes from the 16 of Max Rand. Oh boy.
They didn't really want that delayed penalty call. They just wanted to get that goal right back 14 seconds later.
And they're still going to call a penalty on it. So Kim goes to the box for 2. And with that, it's going to be honors even at 1. This is a blink and you miss it game.
Hope you guys joined us here on time.
Wow. For Clark. Comes back to Scott at the blue line. Scott Wines fires, scored. What is going on?
14 seconds after Shoemaker's goal, and then another 14 seconds later, and just like that, 2-1 Suffolk.
This is an absolutely bonkers way to start a hockey game.
Might as well just play 6-on-6 at this point. We're not going to make any saves tonight.
Not one single goaltender has stopped a shot in this game.
Maybe you'll see some more pucks fired on from the blue line.
For Shoemaker, dumps that one down along the backside boards. Chased there by Dylan Price. Gets wrapped around. Speeding the opposite direction was a couple of different Suffolk players, including Will McNeil, but it gets taken away by the 4 of Anthony Azzano. In front, shot and a save made there, but Dylan Price put one on the pads of Bovnarek. Back for Azzano to battle it with McNeil at center. This one's going to come all the way down deflected on its way. Shoemaker is going to pick it up behind his own net. 17:50 left to go here in the first. Already 3 goals on the board, 2 for Suffolk, 1 for Salve. For the 18 of Ian Tukne. Right in front in the turning attempt. That came from Kim. Tukne shoves the 9. Or actually, my apologies, that may have been the 8 of Nicholas Shane into the boards. Into the back corner, bodies to bodies, as Smerly starts to pick up the physicality for Salve, and Smerly comes away with the puck, is able to deflect that off of the boards around Valakat. Brunton fires, and that one gets deflected up into the netting, and a stoppage of play.
Seahawks getting what they want as soon as they enter this offensive zone. Couple drop passes and open shooting lanes for these guys, but finally a block shot.
Matt Brunton, a player that certainly has eyes on him this season, just a freshman on this team from Calgary, Alberta, but in the 19 games, 2-5-7, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points on the season. That's a pretty good way to start off your NCAA career.
Absolutely. Lots of Seahawks tend to get involved in this offense, and they're really hot lately, scoring lots of goals in their last couple of games. Let's hope they can keep that going tonight. Already got one of them.
Kyle, who had a highlight reel goal in the last game, fired that one that was sticked aside by Bovnarek. Carried down the other way for Ouellette. Tracked back to the blue line as he worked that one with the crease. Delayed offsides negated as Salve clears the zone, and icing instead gets called as the puck gets shepherded all the way down.
So the Seahawks have met the Rams twice this year, one 3-0 victory and one 3-1 victory. So the Rams have already surpassed their total against the Seahawks this year in a matter of about 2 minutes.
This one will be picked off with the sideboards, moved along by Kyle, and a whistle, stoppage of play. And the arm is up from the man with an orange stripe around his sleeve. And we're going to get a penalty for tripping to Griffin Clark. So the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, will head to the box for 2. And we're going to put the Seahawks on the power play for the first time this evening.
We'll look towards number 81, Joe Kyle, Conference Player of the Week in the Triple C, and he had a second period hat trick against Western New England.
And a couple of power play goals in that hat trick.
Absolutely.
So we'll absolutely look for this one. This one's going to bounce at the line, kept in, though, by Brendan Kim. Will not be kept as that one went across for the 22 of Malera. Suffolk decides to just send it down. It allows the Seahawks to come back up. Through the neutral zone into the offensive side, Logan Calder loops that one around. Will deflect all the way back for the aforementioned Kyle. Kyle for Calder. Off the sideboards and again sent back. Tracking through the neutral zone. And a good attempt from Kim is sticked aside by Bovnarek. For the 3 of Ollie Armark. Fires and a save made from Del Tufo.
Big save on the kill there from Del Tufo.
50 seconds left to go on the advantage. And the Seahawks need to try to be able to set themselves up in the offensive zone. This one is a dump and chase for line changes ensuing for both sides. Smerly trying to sneak through. And nowhere in the neutral zone for any Seahawk to go, whether it was the 44 of Smerly, the 9 of Mitch Walensky, anybody.
No, nobody there. They got to set something up here. About 20 seconds left.
Shoemaker. Walensky on the opposite side. Back for Shoemaker. No, they're going to go to Walensky, and that one is shot and kicked aside by Bavarnik. And another shot from the corner
This time will be saved by Bavnarek. And Mitch Walensky on that power play sequence, though, 2 great opportunities for the Seahawks.
Absolutely, and that's a guy you don't want to give too many open shooting lanes because he'll make you pay. But good job by the Rams, killing that one off.
Walensky, one of the players recognized before the game as not just being the team captain, but also a senior and heading his way out of Salve. Still a little bit of business left to conduct before he does.
Oh, absolutely. Big playoffs hopefully coming up for the Seahawks. Hopefully it'll be here, rather.
If all things hold steady as they are, the Seahawks sit in either the 4th or 5th spot right now, which would get them a home quarterfinal game, as they would be the top seed for the quarterfinals. The 1 and 2 seeds get byes. They got to sit in that spot, that 3-4 spot.
Right on the bubble.
Right in that bubble, getting that 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to be in, so that you can get that home game. They're in the 4 right now, so that'll be good enough. As this one's going to bounce off for the 4 of Azano as he chases that one back. Azano gets bodied up. Corralled along the sideboards by Cole Scott. Came across to the center. Del Tufo's going to snag that one. As streaking through the center was the 15 of Peter Nugent. Tonight's game brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law. Visit josephlamylamy.com. And by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. Want to come play at Salve? Be a part of RR Elite Recruits. All of Salve men's ice hockey coaches are in the network. Shoemaker shoos this one around. Good lift and attempt. Chasing it is Brunton. Brunton 1v1 on the backside boards. Brunton beat out Rand. And Brunton continues to battle with it along the backside.
Excellent hustle there to beat out the icing.
Nicholas Shane. Huge hit on the boards. As they're not allowing the 4 of Samuel Rand, who was involved in one of the 2 goals, to be able to get his stick back onto that puck. For the 19 of Troy Lodka. And a save made by Bavarnik. Azano, my apologies, Caden Krause was the one who was streaking down.
One of our seniors for the evening.
Garrett Smerley on the back line would have had a good rebound opportunity. I'm seeing a corner of a 4 as I'm blocked by other players. For those of you watching at home, you see a great high shot over top of the benches and see the rink and everything. We are actually down behind the Salve bench. So a little bit of a challenge sometimes to see what we can see, but we get it done.
And a little bit of a smell coming from the bench as well, but we'll deal.
Gotta love that hockey smell.
Absolutely.
At least the fog is lifted earlier than it did last time in the first period. Maybe helps with it being, 60-some degrees outside.
Maybe the goalies couldn't see too well in the first couple minutes of the game. 3 goals right away, but looks like both those guys have settled in.
Definitely settled in since then as this one comes all the way out. Del Tufo makes a great save on a rifle that came from Decrease.
It's always important for your net minders to see a couple pucks into the equipment, and once they do that, they'll settle right in as they have.
And we mentioned, of course, Joel Shoemaker scoring the goal for Salve, but you got to take a look at Phil Decrease, Samuel Rand. We've called their names a number of times tonight. It's shooting defensemen tonight.
Absolutely, and like I was saying earlier in the game, these goaltenders don't want to save too many shots. Just fire them in from the blue line. You never know. You can't score if you don't get it on net.
Craftfully taken through the neutral zone as that one gets wrapped around the backside boards. Pinned in the corner for a second. They're trying to get out to Kim up at the blue line. Before it gets to him, there's a hit right in front of the Suffolk bench. And the puck tracks all the way back for Josh Kroon. Brunton battling in the neutral zone right in front of the Salve bench against McNeil. Brunton came to the better of that one for a moment. Had it forward for Malera. Big hit on the far side. And now some extracurriculars going on over on the opposite red line area.
That'll send a message hitting the opposing team's captain like that.
9 and change left to go here in this first period. It was a fast and fervent first 5. Has settled in a little bit since then. We're on the backside boards, Tugne. Off of the side, this one will trickle all the way down. Gets chased by Shoemaker. Gets the forward deflection for Azzano. Azzano dropped that one at the blue line, tried to send it across. Was the 72 of Brunton, and it didn't complete. Kick away from Del Tufo, and the puck gets left in the corner. Salve is going to try to fight this one along the backside line. Azzano held before it set up the boards. Will get craftfully moved there by Hamill. Price. And quick line changes for the Seahawks. Price, Hamill off to the races. Shot. There's a penalty. Arm goes up as it was blocked away by Bavarnik. But we're going to get a penalty for holding, and Salve's going to get a power play.
Absolutely. Got to stop him on the 1-on-0 breakaway, and you'll take a penalty overtime every time over a goal. But the Seahawks had another chance here on the man advantage.
Good pickup from Jonathan Hamill. I'm thinking of another hockey player.
Well, Hamill, actually a neighbor of mine from home. He is from Duxbury, Massachusetts, and I come from Kingston, so
there you
neighboring
go.
Towns. And his mom was actually the assistant athletic director at my high school.
Wow, all right.
So shout out Jen Hamill if you're watching from home.
Malera in the backside corner. As Johnny Malera picks that one up. Malera carries on his own. Malera backhand save from Bavarnik.
Beautiful dancing all the way in on the Rams defense. He almost finished that one all by himself. Well done.
Held back at the blue line. Kyle tried to send one, hit a lot of blue traffic in front, and it'll come all the way down. Shepherded by Del Tufo. Minute 22 left to go in the advantage. 7 and change remaining here in the first period. We thank you so much for tuning in and spending your Friday evening with us from St. George's Arena.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Absolutely. Maybe Arizona?
Possibly. Big game.
Big game coming up this weekend.
Also a big golf tournament.
That's right. What? Yeah,
Waste
Management Phoenix Open in Scottsdale. Hit on the backboard. Zimmer throwing bodies as he bodied Lachine into the boards. Came right back. Stars! From the top, make it drop as it's Mitch Walensky with the goal. And we're honors even at 2. How about that on senior night?
Son of a Mitch, are you kidding me? What a shot from the blue line, ripping twine. Absolutely surgical. You can't give these guys too many power plays.
They are having a discussion in front of the scorer's box. Please don't tell me you're going to take this one away. Oh no, he's talking about something about language. So he's giving a warning to the Salve bench. Giving a warning to the Salve bench about something about language.
Well, the Seahawks actually had a game misconduct earlier on in the year for bad use of language, so definitely not something you want to make a habit of, especially come playoff time, but we'll take the goal and tie it up 2-2 from Walensky.
So honors even at 2 on the goal from Mitch Walensky. No penalties assessed. We continue on, 7 to go. And a whistle and a stoppage of play as that one pops up. A face-off that will come down to the right-hand side of Del Tufo. Coming up on the Fanzoli Sports Network first intermission, we'll take a sit-down earlier this week with Anthony Azzano and get a little bit more in detail on what mental health means to him and why he was so instrumental in starting a mental health initiative here at Salve and the annual mental health hockey night that also raised $10,000 for Newport mental health advocacy and charities. And during the first intermission, we'll have that interview for you.
What an excellent cause and an excellent human being Azzano is, showing his captain leadership and his student athlete leadership.
We talked to him. Yeah, we talked to him in between periods during the Western New England game. Just tapped on it really quickly because you only have a couple of minutes to talk to these players during a game, and we were just so just floored by what he does. And I said to assistant coach Chris Davis, I was like, no, we got to sit down and actually have a chat about this. And we got a chance to spend a good 6-7 minutes just talking about mental health.
Absolutely. And again, Azzano, excellent human being for being that kind of person, and that's exactly what a Salve student athlete embodies. So excellent thing to see.
Of course, our thanks to Salve assistant coach Chris Davis for all he's done in helping us out during the week. And here also at the rink, always talking to us before games, and just a great part to be a part of this family. That one gets cycled into the corner. Big hit on the side boards was Brendan Kim. And it's underneath the body of Bavarnik, as right on the doorstep was the 25 of Jonathan Hamill.
I don't know if the Rams have a men's gymnastics team over there, but how about the splits on that one? Absolutely unreal.
That's when I look at goaltenders and I go, yeah, no, I'm good.
Takes incredible flexibility and strength in those legs. Good save.
Off the sideboards, Cole Scott cycled that one down to the corner for Nugent. Nugent gets pinned along the backside board. Scott tries to come out and help him a little bit. Stepping in front of all of them was Seth Benson, and a takeaway for the Seahawks. Shoemaker sends that one down deep. Pinned along the backside boards for his second, popped back out. Azzano had an opportunity to grab at it, and it's headed the other way instead. Cole Scott will not get that one to go as it's taken away craftfully by Logan Calder. 5 left to go here in the first. Honors even at 2. A game that went back and forth. They've traded goals throughout the course of this first period.
3 goals and 2:26. That was a good way to start.
That's an entertaining way to start for hockey fans. Krause shot that came on the opposite side from Walensky. And that one may have gotten not just into the nets, but out of the nets.
That might have landed back in Newport, Rhode Island.
Somebody will find it on the beach down the street.
Some guys looking for clams at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure they'll see that one turn up.
Had a chance to do an outdoor hockey game back last month in New Jersey and didn't see anybody get one all the way over to the golf course, but certainly had a couple of pucks fly well outside of the ODR.
That's a souvenir for a lucky fan.
Off the sideboards is Suffolk. Tries to work this one forward. Max Rand. Not to be confused with the 4 of Samuel Rand. Max Rand for Ryan Webb. And this one will get sent all the way back, and the arm is up. The whistle sounds. And we're going to get an icing call and a stoppage of play with 3:50 left to go. Tonight's game brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. Del Tufo through traffic may have gotten a piece of his pad, was able to kick that one away, as standing right there on the doorstep was Colrat. For the 3 of Ackermark. Ackermark sends that one all the way down, and it horseshoes around, gets pinned along the backside board. Salve is going to come away with it. Neutral zone play as Hamill had a stick on it, came across. Hamill and Price trying to work the corner with Kim. Scoots past Kim. Kroon's going to chase this one all the way back, and Kroon's going to win the foot race. Price will pull that one away. What a run by Josh Kroon on a back check. Paquette has that one peeled away from him. Taken by Griffin Clark. Clark, nowhere to go. Lost twig is that of Griffin Clark's. And a whistle and a stoppage of play. And the referee's immediately getting in between the 73 of Brendan Kim and a Suffolk Rams player who skated away so fast I couldn't see who it was. May very well have been that 14 of Griffin Clark, because it was Kim who hit him hard and dispossessed him of his twig down here in the corner. And Azano got thrown in the penalty box.
Must have been some kind of extracurriculars going on during the play, and the referee had seen enough.
Well, as I had mentioned, the referees, I did see them skate like immediately right in the middle of something over on the opposite corner. We were following the play, obviously, so it was a little bit out of our camera, but that certainly may have been what was a part of it. And Azano, 2 minutes for high sticking as he goes into the box. Suffolk on the power play once again. Around the backside boards goes the Rams as they pull this one up at the top of the blue line, turning for Laka. Back the other way, Del Tufo makes one save, makes a second save as Ouellette tried to send one hard. And sacrificing the body was Shoemaker.
What a save on that one-time shot from Del Tufo. Again, really flexible look all the way down in the butterfly, trying to make an excellent save, which he did on the power play. Trying to keep this one 2-2, and he did there.
So Ladka and Ouellette peppering Del Tufo here in the late stage of this first period, and Del Tufo is standing tall to the task. We get a whistle and a stoppage of play. False start on the faceoff. So Lachine will go back to the circle again against the 19 of Logan Calder. Lachine wins that one for the Rams. Nugent from the corner, nowhere to go as that one hit the corner boards and came all the way back. Logan Calder the other way. Calder fired, save made, second save made. And the puck is in front of the crease, and Logan Calder is on his stomach.
A little bit of a snowstorm in front of that Suffolk net there. And the Suffolk defenders did not like that one. That's why Calder ended up on his stomach.
Yeah, Povarnik got a full face of St. George's snow. Not the only snow you might see here this year. Face-off one for the Seahawks. Walensky comes away with that one. As Walensky continues to wrap around. Got it back to the blue line. Kept in by Kim. Walensky bodies up on Lodka. Takes him out of the play as it goes for roulette. Suffolk has mixed their lines a little bit as they're playing Lodka and Ouellette both out on the ice on this power play unit. Not too many times you see two right wingers on the ice at the same time.
Be trying to push the offense a little, get an extra forward out there for him, but not really working. Seahawks have some excellent offensive pressure here with a man down.
Yeah, Rand sent that one all the way down. I think he had nowhere to really move it. And Del Tufo makes the save. There's 9 seconds remaining on the advantage, which might get negated here.
Seem to be fixing the clock. Fans Only Sports, we were right. We had 53. They had 48.
Fast trigger fingers in the control room. There is plenty of times where we are off sometimes. It's a matter of how quickly can you hit the button.
Hey, we're all human.
They have 53 seconds showing on the clock, on the stadium clock, that is. And they're saying there's 1 minute left to go in the period. I guess the whistle must have gone before we even heard it.
Not really sure what they're trying to fix over there. It's a great touch by our music crew over there playing the Jeopardy theme song.
Gotta go with that at the moment. Absolutely have to go with that at the moment. They are still trying to work on the clock. And it looks like they're just going to go ahead and go with this. So we're going to play from 53. And the penalty will expire in 3, 2, and 1. Azano is out of the box, and we're back to five-a-side hockey as he switches out for Calder right away. Seahawks have the puck in the final 30 seconds to go here in the first period. Wrapped around the backside boards, Belicat gets pinned. Seahawks defense works that one free to the opposite side. Seth Benson open. Benson taps that one across for Calder. Calder in the corner along with Benson. Trying to get to Kroon back at the blue line if they can. And a Seahawks player was dispossessed of his stick as the horn will sound. And we've hit the end of the first period of action. We're going to fix a couple of errors in our control room, but the first period has come to a conclusion. Knotted at 2. We'll be back for the second period of action. You're watching Suffolk University Rams against the Salve Regina Seahawks on Fans Only Sports Network.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching, watching, as the credits all roll down. And crying, crying, you know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end, for you and me on this show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, oh, oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 You know that we are sold out, this is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, crying, so let the velvet roll down, down. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
Ask me a question regarding it.
Welcome back on the Fans Only Sports Network first period show. Salve Regina taking on Suffolk University Rams, and we are joined by Anthony Azzano. This obviously being taped earlier in the week. You're in the middle of playing a game right now. Well, we want to thank you for taking some time. We talked to you actually during the game last week against Western New England, and we sort of tapped on all the work that you've done in the mental health community, the mental health night that you started, and the $10,000 in charity funds that you've raised. But we wanted to get a chance to talk a little bit more about the story. Why is that something that's so important to you? Why is mental health a big issue for you?
It's an issue for me is that knowing that it affects everyone, and 3 years here at Salve, I've known it's affected my teammates, including myself too. It's just something I've always been looking out for with my friends, family, and especially teammates. And I felt like by starting something like this charity and starting something small, which I never knew would grow to be something this big, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure it would help my teammates or at least someone in the Salve community.
Yeah, you had one of the biggest crowds for a game at St. George's Arena for a Salve hockey game this season when you guys did the mental health charity night. Coach said it was a sold-out game, essentially. What's it like seeing that many people come out to support something?
Oh, by far, it was probably one of my most memorable experiences playing a game at home there. It was packed. Everyone was pretty rowdy in the stands, and I can't thank the Salve community enough for kind of coming out and supporting. It was a dream seeing that.
Your time on Salve is coming to a close as the season comes to a close. Coach said you were one of these players that was not exactly highly recruited out of juniors, but you came to Salve and they expected you to be a shutdown defenseman, and you ended up becoming a shutdown everything. What's it been like on the island for you?
Coming to the island, for starters, I had no idea where Rhode Island was, let alone Newport, and just coming here and embracing with open arms, not having my expectations set too high, but just coming in every day and working my ass off in any way. And so I felt like that kind of led me to the position I'm at right now, and kind of just looking out for not only my teammates, myself, but kind of making sure this team gets to the goal where we want to be at the end of the season.
Yeah, speaking of coming to Rhode Island and the fact that being at Salve and Newport, you're one of the few hockey teams in the world that actually plays its games on an island. You have to cross a bridge to get to Newport. Mm-hmm. What's that experience like, knowing that you can essentially from campus walk out your door and see water?
Oh, it's immaculate, the views and everything about it. The Newport Bridge especially, it's iconic. It's just driving over it, leaving the island, coming back. It's unbelievable seeing the views from up there, and more. We might have to redo that.
You're fine. We can cut and edit.
Okay. Yeah, it's driving back over onto the island. It's immaculate seeing the views, crossing over the bridge, and seeing a little city from up top there.
You grew up the youngest of three. Sure, you probably got picked on by your older siblings when you were growing up. Mm-hmm. But you talked a lot of times about how important family is for you. Your dad's made a trip down a number of times to be able to see you play games. What was that like for you, just knowing that you were getting support, even being the younger one?
Oh, for starters, yeah, I was definitely a little devil child for sure. With me and my two older brothers, I was always instigating stuff, and the three of us definitely got a little rough and rowdy as kids, and whether it's like fights in the backyard, doing anything in general. So that kind of led me to where I am today, and my parents just being like equally supportive of all three and making lots of sacrifice to kind of bring me to where I am today.
You guys have had a pretty good season so far, a couple of business trips still left to conduct, and then the CCC playoffs. What has it been like for the team this year?
Yeah, definitely some ups and downs towards the start of the year. I really think we're turning things around. I think we just keep building every single game and getting better and better. Although our record may not show it, I think we're trending in the right direction. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people come playoff time.
All right, Anthony, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Matt. Take care.
Yep.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down, and crying. You know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end, for you and me, hold this show, it can't go on. We used used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, oh, oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, crying, so let the velvet roll down, down. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we.
Welcome back here on Fans Only Sports Network alongside assistant coach Chris Davis. That was a fervent front five, and then all of a sudden everything kind of settled down a little bit.
3 goals in 5 minutes. That's crazy hockey, but that's CCC hockey. It's a very competitive league. This is an emotional night for us, for our seniors. A lot of faces, familiar faces, families in the building. So, a lot of fog out there. It's a great atmosphere. We're hoping for a better start to our second period, a more consistent play. Get back to playing the way that we're coaching these guys to play. Disciplined hockey, we have to stay out of the box. They do have a good power play, but we like the intensity. We just have to use that energy in the right way this period.
You were talking about it being a bittersweet night with senior night. Mitch Walensky rifles one off the bar.
He is special, very, very special kid. We knew that when we heavily recruited him and got him to transfer in here. I can't wait to see him play at the next level. As always with most of our guys, there's still little things they need to tweak and work on, but his speed, his release with his shot, his competitive fire, I think he'll do really good things, especially if he goes over to Europe and plays professionally.
What do you got for the second period for the boys?
Right now, we really did try to lock our guys back in. Again, there's a lot of people in the building tonight. It's emotional. We've got a lot of families in the building, but we still have to play between the glass right now, like we tell the guys. Don't let 1 or 2 penalties or little plays affect everything. It's more about staying to the task, playing together, and sticking together for these next 20 minutes. Break it into 20-minute games.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt.
We're going to send it to commercial really quickly. We're going to be back. Second period action coming up.
Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down, and crying. We're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was
2-2 as we get set to start the second period of play here on Fans Only Sports Network. Matt Gillis alongside Bobby Olson. I don't have a lot to hold on to here. I think I might grip the end of this table because the next 3 minutes might be insane.
Yeah, you never know with these two teams. I mean, they came out firing 3 goals, and my math was wrong earlier, a minute 26. So 3 goals in a minute 26. And I can't hold it past these Seahawks. I bet we'll see a lot more scoring action this period.
Mitch Walensky has the lone Bardowski of the night as he hit a Gino That put this thing honors even 2-all. And we are set and ready to go for the second period. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening. Tonight's game brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law. Visit josephlamy.com and by RR Elite Recruits. Lashane, face-off circle against Calder. Seahawks get the win. Kroon, as they put the front line out there with Benson, Calder, and Malera, along with Kroon and Kim. Backstopped by Anthony Del Tufo. Icing will be called. One more regular season game here in the barn at St. George's. University of New England will come into the house next week before we turn our heads towards the CCC playoffs. For the 73 of Brendan Kim, Seth Benson. For Malera up through the neutral zone. Malera takes that one himself, will wrap it around the backside boards, looking for a little help behind the net. And it's continued to be fought along by Calder. Calder, I think, was looking for Azano on the part of the line change, and it didn't work. But Azano is able to pick it up, bring that one right back inside, and a hard shot from Damon Zimmer. And I believe the net may have been dislodged from its moorings in the process of that.
That sounded like skate to post. That was that ding that we heard here down on the ice. But net comes off its moorings, and a nice, lucky timing for the Rams to get a stoppage there. Almost had a goal from the Seahawks early.
Damon Zimmer, 44 games for the Seahawks, 10 goals, 19 assists in his career for the sophomore from Camrose, Alberta. A lot of Canadian players on this Salve Regina team, hence the dual national anthems before the game. Sure makes the Canadian side of my house happy.
And I absolutely love O Canada. One of the best anthems. Top two.
A lot of family in the Manitoba and British Columbia province for me. Winnipeg and Vancouver. As this one gets tracked through the neutral zone, Seahawks trying to set up on the backside board. Zimmer again. Zimmer tried to send that one out, dispossessed instead and taken away quickly by Colrat. Colrat runs into Smerley on the opposite side. And Smerley decides to go ahead and turn around and run into another Rams player as he puts Ouellette into the boards. Backtrack to the blue line, P.J. Donahue. First time tonight we've called his name as he fired one. Donahue, a player who has a future already decided for him ahead as he's going to enter the Islanders organization with the Worcester Railers in the ECHL. Good draft pick spot to be. The Islanders organization certainly on their way up. Some of us may be partial to the Bruins.
A bit partial. 73 points and counting.
It's been one heck of a season. Face-off's going to come outside of the blue line. And that one goes much of nowhere.
In and out.
So we come to center ice this time. And we'll do it again. .17:06 left to play here in the second. Still an honors even shot, score! Guess who once again? Just have a day Have a day, sir. Mitch Walensky, his second of the game.
Are you kidding me? Kyle sent that one across the slot, looking for one of his teammates. It deflected out. Walensky faked from the high slot, kept it on the forehand, dangled, and then ripped one home. Another beautiful shot from Walensky. Like you said, his second, and I bet he'll be hunting to get the third and have hats be all over the ice.
I guess if you're going to do something on senior night, you do that.
Apparently, and he's really making his mark, as he already has on the Salve hockey organization. What a career.
For Walensky, that'll be goals number 33 and 34 on the career for him. It's the 10th and 11th of the season for the Lincoln, Rhode Island native, the lone Ocean Stater on this Seahawks side. That is Braden Paquette. As Paquette went digging and was able to come away with the puck, this one's going to clip up over top. Azzano will send that one back forward for Paquette. Azzano overlapped Paquette, and it's poked all the way down. We're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play for icing. Big crowd tonight here at St. George's. Not only is every seat filled on the opposite side of the rink, but plenty of people around the rink as well, too. And the Salve student athletes coming out in full force tonight. I think I've seen a jacket from just about every Salve team that's not in action tonight. As that one is a hard shot from Malera. That went off of Bovnarek. Azzano sent that one across for Shoemaker. Shoemaker 1, Walensky 2, and that's our 3 for the Seahawks tonight. Held in the backside zone by the Rams. Dempsey tried to work that one 5 the other way. Benson, second attempt. Came up and a save made. I think we're going to get a penalty called as well, too. There's an arm up from the official on the back corner.
And Calder might have gotten held on that one as Benson sent it across for him, and he would have tapped that one home, but the Rams take a penalty, it seems.
No. They did not.
Wow.
Wow. We were pretty sure there was a holding call getting made because they whistled that play dead.
Rather late.
Yes.
When you've heard of a delayed offside, how about a very delayed offside?
Very, very. Seahawks re-enter the zone anyway. They're going to continue to work this one along the backside boards, try to come out with it instead. This is a 15 of Nugent. Nugent went for Scott. That got past Scott. Scott ties up with Kim in the corner. Smurley battles. Kim tries to horseshoe that one around, looking there for Brunton. It will get carried around. Smurley sent that one up with a bit of speed. Brunton comes right across. Couldn't complete the pass. It was on the tape of Tukne. Kim. Brunton. Off of the backside glass. Kim tries to control at the blue line. He can work there with Krause. Caden Krause to the corner. Back to Kim once again. Kim fired one that hit traffic in front of Bavarnik. Cycle back to the center. Krause had an opportunity. Skips wide. Oh, shot on score! Kyle!
And there he is.
Caden Krause got a piece of wood on it. And Joe Kyle does the rest with the redirect. It's a 2-goal lead for the Seahawks at 4-2 for Joe Kyle, his 13th of the season.
I told you to keep an eye on him tonight. 81 of Kyle. Again, the conference player of the week in the CCC this past week. Had a second period hat trick against Western New England, and he keeps the fire going here. Another goal, his 13th of the year.
Walensky's going to pick up an A on that one. We're going to give a nod to Caden Krause as well, because that play did not happen without Caden Krause.
Absolutely, and what an impact he's making on his return to the ice. Been out for some time with an upper body injury, but good to see him back out there and making an immediate impact on the Kyle goal.
13 and change left to go here in the second period. And the Seahawks have stretched this one out to a 4-2 lead. And I feel like it's almost a bit of deja vu. Hang on, Price, as that one gets kicked away by Babarnik.
And he was way out of his goal on that one. Seahawks could have put one home easily.
Kroon, as he gets hit to the boards, this one a horseshoe around to the back side. Will skip over top of the blue line and be tracked back by Connor Layton. Whistle and a stoppage of play. To what I was about to say before I was well interrupted by Dylan Price, and he's allowed to do that, of course. I feel like this is exactly the way that the Western New England second period went. All of a sudden we came in, tie ball game, and then all of a sudden the Seahawks run away.
And if it's going to be a mirror reflection of that game, then we'll see a Rams goal coming any second now, as the Golden Bears made a habit of answering very quickly to some Salve goals, but let's see if Salve can extend the lead.
Shuffled around the backside boards by Del Tufo. For the 21 of Devin Lowe. And there's a downed Rams player. A little slow to get up. And now we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play for offsides. And there's going to be all sorts of discussions. Devin Lowe chirping at the referees right now. And a let's go Salve chant has broken out around inside the barn.
And a resounding offsides call from the Seahawks bench. They saw it the whole way. And it would have been a 1-on-0 for the Rams, but the linesman called that one off before anything could happen. As there is a discussion at center ice.
They're just going to put this face-off at center ice. And we carry on.
Some interesting whistles here tonight, Matt. I don't know.
Through the neutral zone, and an icing will be called. As that one scooted past everyone and everything, and Johnny Malera was trying to chase it. $12 even left to go here in the second. And you're mentioning about Connor Layton, another senior player on this team, and in between this period break on the second and third period intermission, we will have a chat with Connor Layton and talk about his time here on the island.
Again, great to see him in uniform. He tends to be a scratch for the Seahawks, but on senior night, good to see him getting some action on ice and seeing him have fun with his buddies on his last year as a Seahawk.
Layton grew up in the Allentown, Pennsylvania area. I know you're going to do the interview with him. You got to ask him how many trips he made to Dorney Park as a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Resounding offsides call delayed, as that one will be negated. Seahawks will touch the puck. For the 4 of Sam Rand. Rand bodied into the boards there by Calder. Calder was able to get that puck free, and we're going to get a high stick call of the non-penalty variety. We'll be back here at the barn Thursday night as the Seahawks will take on University of New England. That'll be the final regular season home game for the Seahawks, and we will then cross our fingers as I believe after the UNE game, I think there's just the Nichols road game left and then the Triple C playoffs, and so we will cross our fingers and see as a hard shot and a save made by Bavnaric on Zimmer. Zimmer was trying to drive that one home.
And the whole Rams defense there to protect their goaltender after the play.
Face-off won by the Seahawks. Smerley came across on that one. Good shot from Brunton. Brunton trying to save it on the opposite side. Blue line, and it gets flicked out. Instead comes across and will be shepherded up the zone by Donnelly. Suffolk was trying to do a dump and chase, but the Seahawks back checked so quickly they weren't able to change lines. Short change not to their advantage this time. Getting wiped out.
Oh.
Now we're going to get a hooking penalty called and a little extra after the play. And Hoon Kim is headed to the box.
Perhaps a bit of embellishment there, too, on the penalty. He was looking to go right to the ground as soon as he got any contact from Kim.
10:31 left to go here in the second. Kim certainly is not very happy with the call.
And nor should he be. I'd have to respectfully disagree with the penalty called on the ice, but what's my word mean?
And they called a double minor. 4 minutes on the board. So the Seahawks are going to have some work to do here with a 2-goal lead. So 2 for hooking and then 2 for that hook afterwards. Bounce back for Cole Scott. Came across the blue line. Scott will track this one back. Chasing it into the corner is Krause as Clark chased him. Del Tufo makes the save on the shot that came from the 17 of Scott. Hamill trying to get in the mix of that defensively and poke one away. Back for Scott once again. As they go down in the corner. And it will trickle all the way out. Devin Lowe unable to control in the corner. Leshane now. To Lowe in the corner again. And this one gets flicked all the way down. As you can hear the sounds of the boards crunching in that left side and right side corners that Devin Lowe has tried to go into now, and both times he's gotten crunched out by the Seahawks penalty kill.
Here's Walensky 1-on-3 with some Rams and really holding his ground, keeping the puck in the defensive zone.
Zano come in to help him out a little bit. Puck's going to come away for the Rams. Nugent loses that one at the blue line. Walensky the other way around Ladka. We'll leave that one to go. 2:14 remaining on the double minor as Del Tufo kicks that one away on an attempt right in the center from Nugent. Dylan Price. Walensky coming through. Walensky gets spun out of the play. Puck trickles back behind the Suffolk net. Walensky will go ahead and challenge as he forced Sam Rand to go back. It's the other Rand who takes that one out as Max Rand tried to move it for the Rams. Nowhere there, and it comes all the way back down.
Walensky takes a much-deserved rest. What a motor he has on him.
1:21 still left to go in the double minor. Turnover in the offensive zone now for Salve as Logan Calder will work this one. Back through the neutral zone. Low. Getting dumped down was Kroon. No call from the referees. And then another big dump down. This time going down to the ice was Calder, and still no call from the referees.
That could have absolutely been charging. Lots of strides into Calder before he was taken down. And the Seahawks bench really not happy about that one.
Calder was also in attempt of trying to play the puck at the time. Brendan Kim horseshoes this one all the way around. Back of the neutral zone. Slotted across as it's picked by Max Rand. Rand will get chased by Calder and have to go all the way back behind his own net as he tries to streak down the far side board. 16 seconds left to go in the double minor. Del Tufo off the post on the attempt from Ouellette as Del Tufo went right to left, and they got that one through. With 2 seconds left to go, it'll get punched home by Griffin Clark. For Clark, that'll be his 5th of the season.
Del Tufo had the post as his friend on the first attempt as it rang off and wide, and then the second one just squeezed under his arm and got across the goal line, cut the Seahawks lead in half.
Still a lead for the Seahawks at 4-3 with 6.5 left to go here in this second. As they give Del Tufo a moment to fix his equipment, and they're taking a look at the net as well. They're saying it hit the back side bar, that bar that goes down across the center of the back of the net. It hit the backside bar and came out. And the Rams off to the races again. Colrat sends that one around. Back of the blue line for Donnelly. Opposite side for the Seahawks to work now. Brunton set, score! Brunton sends it straight across, and it's the 71 of Damon Zimmer for a 2-goal lead again.
You call, and the Seahawks answer. What a pass from Brunton. Went tape to tape over to Zimmer, and no doubt about that when the Seahawks get one right back here. 6 minutes left in the second. They get that 2-goal lead right back. And this does kind of feel like that Western New England game, going right back and forth in a big second period.
I mentioned it a few minutes ago, over about 3 or 4. Damon Zimmer, I felt, was peppering the net of Bavarnik, and it was sort of a matter of time, perhaps, before it finally hit through. That time it does hit through, and the Camrose Alberta native picks up his 5th of the season. This is going to be a penalty called as there is a Suffolk player down on the ice and still slow to get up. And unfortunately, Layton's going to go to the box for 2.
Now a bit of a discussion at center ice from the referees.
Was it from behind? Every single time that we see these discussions happen, it's so 2 minutes for kneeing. And it'll put Leighton in the box. So he gets lucky on that one that they did not say it was a check from behind. Five and change left to go here in the second. It's been a good second for the Seahawks. Blue line for Nugent as he sends that one across for McNeil. McNeil takes it to the backside boards, bodied out there, and a smart play defensively by Hamill. Picked up by Clark for McNeil. As McNeil takes that one through the neutral zone, drops for Cole Scott. Back across the blue line, Nugent will chase it back into the neutral zone. Clark. Nugent bodied out of the play. Calder was able to get there to whack it away. Still a minute left to go here. And his advantage is Del Tufo is going to pin that one to the side of the post. Rams came into this game 6-13-2 overall, 4-12-1 in the Triple C. Salve 11-8-1, 9-7-1 in the Triple C, as we mentioned, right on that pivotal spot for possibly hosting a home quarterfinal side.
And what a sight that would be here for St. George's. I'm sure some students would tag along and watch that one here as well.
1 and 2 in the Triple C get buys. And then it's 3 and 4 to host. Hard shot. And we'll get knocked away. Off of the backside glass, came all the way back down for Tukne. Shoemaker will chase it. A wipeout. How do you whistle that? What in the world? To me, it looked like he just wiped out on the backside zone.
It doesn't look like anybody's arguing it here on the Seahawks bench.
They're looking at the 4 of Anthony Azzano, or at least he was chatting with the referees. But Azzano's over here at the bench. And Leighton's going to go back in the box.
Looks like he's going to serve the penalty for the team. He wasn't involved in any of that action on the ice. So just the Salve penalty.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is. I think they called too many men on the ice.
Possibly.
All right, Connor Leighton back in the box on a 2-minute minor. And the Seahawks will have to kill off another one. 3 left to go here in this second period. We'll talk to that man in the box, Connor Leighton, after this period comes to a close. A little bit of business to take care of before then. Everyone battling along the sideboards. This one's finally going to get kicked by Kroon all the way down. Good defensive play from Brendan Kim along the sideboards. Rams pick this one up. Back checking was Benson. As the Rams Ouellette tried to enter this one across. And Brunton in his way, and Del Tufo. A huge save on the corner shot from the 19 of Troy Latka.
Bodies hit the ice once again after the play. Teams getting physical with one another. It's a contact sport, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we get the DJ to play Let the Bodies Hit the Floor?
I'll be headbanging so hard this headset will fall off, so hopefully not.
Ouellette. As they went tic-tac-toe across the blue line with Rand. And Ouellette had to track this one back into the neutral zone. Ouellette again, and that one off of the pads of Del Tufo. Into the corner as it's fished away from Ryan Webb all the way down. You can give credit to about 3 different Seahawks players on that defensive stop.
Absolutely, and that's going to tick it down to the last couple seconds on the penalty.
Penalty is expired. We're back to 5-a-side hockey with 1:20 left to go here in the second period. A 5-3 Seahawks lead. Kyle off the post on the cross attempt. And I believe that was the 77 of Caden Krause who dinged the iron.
Kyle with a perfect pass. It just brought Krause a little bit too wide, and as a result went off the outside of the post. It's going to be a face-off outside of the offensive zone.
That would be interesting, but yeah, they are standing on the opposite side of the blue line.
It's going to be another incredibly delayed offside. It's the second time tonight that's happened.
1:05 left to go here in the second. (5-3) Seahawks as they've punched this one forward. It's been the Mitch Walensky, Joseph Kyle, Damon Zimmer show in the second period. Del Tufo is going to split the wickets to make a save, as right on his doorstep was the 21 of Devin Lowe, and now we've got some real hockey fisticuffs. Seth Benson has somebody over in the corner, and going at it is the 18 of Phil DeCrease, and Benson having issues with Cole Scott.
Looks like the stick of Devin Lowe hit Del Tufo right in the head, right off the top of the mask, and the Seahawks did not take that one lightly. Kim looks like he's getting escorted off the ice.
To the box goes Benson. They've put the 17 of Cole Scott in the box on the opposite side. And I did not see if a player went. Oh, there is a player that went to the Salve locker room.
That'll be the 27 of Hoon Kim.
Discussions abound between the men in stripes as they'll report this one through the hole in the scorer's box to our broadcast left. As you take a look at it on camera, and actually they have both Lowe and Scott in the box.
Yeah, Lowe took a swing with his stick to the helmet of Del Tufo.
So Cole Scott is in the box. So 2 is Devin Lowe for Suffolk. Right now, Seth Benson is the lone Seahawk in the box, and there's going to be a lot of red numbers that are about to pop up on the scoreboard to our left.
I think this one might result.
There is a 5-minute major that has gone up. So Kim has been ejected from the game. There is a 5-minute major on the board for the Seahawks, and then a 2-minute on the opposite side for Suffolk. And I think they're going to discuss this one out. Kim ejected. And then 5 to Benson. Got it. So yes, clarification is that the 27 of Hoon Kim has been ejected from the game. Seth Benson will take a 5-minute major as a servant of both penalties. That would have been the 2 that was issued to him. So 2-minute minors for roughing on the Suffolk side. Benson, a 2-minute minor for roughing. Kim ejected for face masking. And Benson's going to serve a 5-minute major so that Salve doesn't have to put a second player in the box.
Lots to straighten out here, Matt.
Oh, boy. Trying to keep that one straight on your scorecards at home.
It'll be very difficult to do.
So final ticks to go here in the second period after we get that one all sorted out. Cycled back through the neutral zone, will be chased by Suffolk down in to be picked up by Decrease. Stretch pass looking for Nugent. Nugent behind Del Tufo. Flicks that one out, and Del Tufo clamps down on an attempt back at the blue line that came flying off the stick of Decrease.
Rams pushing here at the end of the second. 8.9 to go. Seahawks look to hold them and keep the 2-goal lead going into the second break.
I apologize, our clock does not have a point on it, so you're going to look at 9 seconds. As this one will take us to that second period horn as it trickles back into the neutral zone. One last attempt, no, as that one will be blocked by the board. And issues now between Valakat and Azano. That's the end of the second period. Salve Regina Seahawks trying to come away with another victory on senior night. It's 5-3 Seahawks over the Rams. And we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with Seahawks senior Connor Layton.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
Welcome back to Fans Only Sports Network. I'm Bobby Olson alongside Connor Layton. Connor, really eventful second period there. Tempers flaring. Tell me what was going on the ice.
Yeah, we just got to stay out of the box here and play 5-on-5, and we'll definitely take care of these guys in the third.
Absolutely. Love the offense we saw from you guys. We'll step away from tonight's game for a moment. Tell me, what does Salve hockey mean to you over your past few years here as part of the organization?
It's just a brotherhood. I mean, we go every day for 6 months of the year, and just being able to play with these guys has been a dream come true, so having a lot of fun out here.
That's an awesome thing to hear. And one more question for you, man. If you could think of one memory back through your Salve career as a hockey player here, what would you think that would be?
Probably tonight. Having a lot of fun tonight, so it's good to be out there with our class, and hopefully we take this thing home.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you meeting with us for a second.
Yeah.
I'm Bobby Olson alongside Connor Layton for Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll go right to commercial here.
Thank you.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down, and crying. You know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame, while wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end, for you and me on this show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd, and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying. So let the velvet roll down. No heroes, villains, one to blame, while wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd, and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
in, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll
Five three. Seahawks. As we start the third period of play, and Bobby, there was a lot to sort out at the end of that second.
Absolutely, man. I was talking to Connor Layton in the second intermission, and I just asked him what was going on the outside there, and he's like, well, a lot was going on, but just got to stay out of the box for the rest of the game and try to salt this one away. They're up 2 goals here, 20 minutes to play, and they do just that. They'll be just fine.
So Layton and Benson in the box. And 4:16 of power play or penalty time. Right now, there's about 1:05 on the opposite side, so we're going to give it about a 3-minute power play for Suffolk on the sort out of this as we begin the third period of action here on Fans Only Sports Network. Brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, and RR Elite Recruits. No icing as it's chased by Decrease. That may have gotten a piece of the netting as it crossed over the blue line area, and we'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off outside of the zone.
This will be a very telling 3.5 minutes coming up for the Seahawks as they try to kill off these 3-minute man advantage for the Rams with a 2-goal lead here.
In 37 seconds, we will have that 5-on-4 for Suffolk for 3 minutes. Shoemaker sent one down all the way around on the opposite side. It got picked up by Sam Rand. Rand, as he worked that one forward, and it's dispossessed and sent the other way by Calder. Logan Calder in that center across the top line, normally with Seth Benson, who's in the box right now, and Johnny Malera. And that first line for the Seahawks, depth. Benson, a junior. Calder, a freshman. Malera, a junior. Kroon is a junior. Brendan Kim is a sophomore. Del Tufo is a junior.
It's absolutely insane, the depth on this team and the experience that they have, and in years to come they'll have as well.
So that line that assistant coach Chris Davis referred to as the big dogs line, they're coming back next year, every one of them.
Absolutely, to me, a great joy to watch as it already is right now.
Into the backside boards, Smirley will step over an attempted check from Ladka. Into the corner boards. Max Rand. Roulette. Behind the Seahawks net. And up to the blue line, a opportunity for a shot. Rand looking for space, nowhere to go. Sends it across for Ladka. Ladka, nowhere to go. Del Tufo kicked that one right off of the stick. And there's a high sticking call, and it's going to be against Suffolk, I believe. On the ice was the 77 of Caden Krause. And to the box goes Kevin Allett.
Benson trying to use his get-out-of-jail-free card.
He says there's 2 minutes left. I should be out.
So looks like we're back to even strength for 2 minutes and then stay at even strength after that 2 minutes.
So they're saying Benson and Layton will be out at the same exact time. So we're going to play even up for the 144, and then we're going to be even up at 5-a-side. Off of the leg pad of Del Tufo. Taken away. Walensky, oh, that was the short-handed attempt for a hat trick, and a whistle and a stoppage of play, and the arm is up, and a high stick has been called. And Walensky's going to go to the box, and this is going to be a very crowded Seahawks penalty box.
Make room, fellas. And Leighton has a couple questions for our linesman.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out who's supposed to be in, out, and what from all that issue that happened at the end of the second. So they'll all take their seats. And a lot of open ice right now.
I'll say, as Larry, Curly, and Mo take a seat there for the Seahawks in the penalty box.
This is looking like it's almost like overtime right now. It's a 4-on-3.
This is when the coaches are on like their third page of notes looking at those extra lines that they got. Who's our 4-on-3 going to be?
So they drop and send this one back. Hard shot from Nugent. Hits off of the backside boards. Comes back up top for Rand. Rand fires that one, and it hits Seahawks traffic in front of the net. Losing an edge and going down was Nugent as he cycles that one off of Rand. Nugent from the side. Del Tufo freezes that one. Today's game on Fans Only Sports Network brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 30 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. 16:30 left to play here in regulation. Still holding on to the 2-goal lead are the Seahawks right now after a flurry of goals from the midline during the second period. Walensky and Kyle and Zimmer all added to the tally. Del Tufo kicked one away. And an opportunity from Ryan Webb right in front. Webb's going to try to deflect one again, and that one went wide of the net. Cycled back around for Rand up top. Slots that one across. In. And it was Ryan Webb right in front of Del Tufo. This time the redirect works.
Not a great spot for the Seahawks to let up a goal, as in 10 seconds, another power play for Suffolk will take place.
So Benson is out. Walensky is out. And there's going to be 4-on-4.
Still sorting out the boxes here are the officials. I think Walensky might have escaped. He's a wanted man.
They are
Leighton's been in there for a real long time.
They're resetting the clock, so it's 11 seconds. So it's just the one penalty standing for 11 seconds. And then there's 10 seconds on the opposite side, so this is basically going to be level up.
The Seahawks might have caught in a break there.
They may have, and all the confusion is they're going to be 4-on-4, and then it's going to go 5-on-5. Layton's out of the box. Ouellette's out of the box. We're back. Honors even 5-a-side hockey for the final 15:40. Tracked back to be picked up behind the Seahawks net. And exited out of the zone as it tipped off with a stick of Zimmer. Chased by Kim. That's Brendan Kim. As it slides over for Brunton. Brunton has to battle with Devin Lowe. Back to the blue line. Rand. Sam Rand sends that one across. As it horseshoes around, came back for Valakat. Seahawks with an opportunity the opposite direction. And a good attempt came from Brunton. Could not be kept in by Kyle, and it will get chased all the way down by Kroon.
Full change there for the Rams. Seahawks almost caught him in it.
Getting tripped up along the backside boards was Ackermark. Kyle, as he collides with Connor Thomas on the near side. If you missed the Western New England game last week and you want to get a chance to watch it, go to fansonlysports.com. That's fansolysportz.com/Salve Seahawks. You can watch all of the games live and on demand, all two of them. So if you tuned in late on this one and want to go back and watch it, it'll be available on demand immediately following our broadcast this evening. We will be here next week on Thursday night as the Salve Seahawks take on University of New England, and that will be the end of the home regular season for the Seahawks. And then we'll cross our fingers and hope that we're back here in the barn the following Wednesday for a playoff game.
The net comes off its moorings there, so a quick stoppage.
And we'll see if your premonition comes true and they blow the roof off this place next in a couple of weeks.
I'm sure I'll be correct.
Off the back corner of the blue line area, it's kept in by Smerley. Down in front, sprawling out to grab one was Bavarnik.
What a save that was. Wide open cage for the Seahawks there.
In front, trying to get it onto the stick of Malera. Calder couldn't turn that one back. Hamill in the neutral zone. Hamill holds up to allow his teammates to check back. Malera's going to get this one in the corner. Johnny Malera, with a little bit of help from Hamill as he tried to send it all the way back, was looking for Braden Paquette. It'll dance back for Kroon in the neutral zone. Hamill through traffic, and that one gets waffle boarded aside by Bavarnik, and then Hamill's return attempt is into Bavarnik's breadbasket. In actuality, nobody really has a waffle board anymore.
Just a fun saying.
Goes back to the 70s and 80s when goaltenders' blocker pads used to have what looked like holes down the center of them, and it made it look like a waffle, a really big-sized Belgian waffle, hence where the phrase of waffle board came from. And then in the 90s, everyone started going to these flat front color schemes, this and that, and now you don't have a waffle board anymore.
Lots of Doc Emmerich quotes that can show you all about waffle boarding. That's where that one comes from as well.
Absolutely, and for those people who know me in hockey, know that Doc Emmerich is one of my biggest idols in hockey broadcasting.
Likewise.
Braden Paquette That one came across for Price and kicked aside craftfully there by Bavarnik. Bavarnik, a senior for this Suffolk Rams side from Boca Raton, Florida. As this one kicks back to the blue line, Smerly sends it across. Azano fired, and that one gets kicked aside too by Bavarnik. Pinned along the backside boards is Calder as they try to fish it back up front. Azano. Open net spinorama from Zimmer.
How about this zone time for the Seahawks?
Zimmer again. Sent into the corner. Brunton. Azano. Brunton again. Smerly. This is 5 asides. Oh, top score! Bouncy, bouncy, the puck goes in. Zimmer Azano, and it's a 6-pack of goals for the Seahawks. And Anthony Azano is going to pick up, guess what? His first of the season.
How about it? What a time for that, Azano. This all started about a minute ago in the Seahawks offensive zone when Azano had a nice stick lift to keep it in, and the rest is history. I mean, the Seahawks had it in the zone for about a minute, peppering shots on the Rams, and then one's just eventually going to go in at that point. Tired defenders.
Did they take the goal away?
Not sure how that's even possible.
They did. They wiped the goal off the board. We're going to have to get a clarification on that one in postgame. So they wipe Azano's goal off the board, and it's going to stay 5-4.
So that's one where I can see that the offsides might come back and take one off the board. As the Seahawks, again, were in the zone for a really long time. That's a real tough break for the Seahawks. That's happened a lot tonight.
That is a very, very tough call.
And the Seahawks were pressing, again, for about a minute there, holding it in the zone, but
there was nothing that looked adverse to us, and I think that's probably what the consternation was out of some of the Seahawks fans down to the left side. Azano cycles this one back around, so we play on 5-4 instead. Azano, hard shot, and that one kicked away by Bavarnik.
He hasn't had a goal all season. He's hunting for that one back.
Hard shot that comes off of Caden Krause and kicked aside by Bavarnik. Azano tracks through the center. Kyle had that one dance right underneath his stick.
He was looking for his second of the night.
Smerly. Azano from up top. Back for Smerly. Wines fires. That one hit traffic. Kyle trying to redirect. So too was Walensky in there looking for the Hattie. There is a downed Suffolk player as Calder fires one around. And now a big trip as Malera goes down, and Malera's down. And now we've got more fisticuffs after the play.
Are you kidding me?
And Walensky has to get separated from the 16 of Max Rand, and Walensky and Rand are getting sent to the box.
I gotta say, I'm with Walensky here. That hit had a lot of strides in front of it. Again, could have been there for charging.
Krause comes in to talk to Walensky for a second.
There's hits back and forth. The officials really don't have much control over the aggression in this game right now.
So it looks like it's just the 16 of Max Rand and the 9 of Mitch Walensky in the box.
Both teams traded some pretty big hits there. So I can see why it's just one apiece.
So they're going to give coincidental minors 2 minutes each for roughing. So roughing to Max Rand, cross-checking to Mitch Walensky, and now the referee's having a conversation with head coach Zach Glenn. Eight and change left to go here in what has been a contentious third period.
Contentious is a word.
Seahawks searching for their 12th win of the season. It would be their 10th in the Triple C if they could hold on to this one. And it looks like they are finally settled and ready to play. So 4 aside, as 2 in the box for Rand for roughing, 2 in the box for Walensky for cross-checking. And the Let's Go Salve chant echoes again from the left-hand side of the St. George's rink. PJ Donahue. Del Tufo makes the save. Malera. Johnny Malera through the center. Malera fired one, kicked aside by Bavarnik. Back out in front again is Kim. As Brendan Kim tried to stuff one, and Bavarnik again. Held by the Rams as they try to make a line change with the puck inside of their defensive zone. Through the neutral zone now, and a hard shot that gets sent up over top of everything from Kyle Valaquette, hits the backside glass. Valaquette in front of Del Tufo. Del Tufo kicked that one away. Defensive exit. Hopefully coming up as Kyle continues to work with that one.
Cycled his way back in his own end.
Benson carries across the blue line for the Seahawks. Benson will chase that one down as he goes toe-to-toe with Donnelly in the corner. Benson on the back check. And an opportunity as he was able to dispossess the 14 of Griffin Clark.
We're 10 seconds away from being back 5-on-5.
Off the backside boards. Big hit. Along the side as this puck trickled all the way back. We are back to 5-a-side hockey. Streaking through the zone was Brunton. Nowhere to go for the Rams. As Ladka ran out of real estate, Brunton takes it away for the Seahawks. Brunton rubbed off of the play. Tries to get back into the mix of it as it ends up getting shuffled all the way down. We're going to get an icing and a stoppage of play. 6:17 left to go here in the third as the Seahawks hold on to this 5-4 lead.
Again, if you missed it, it was 6-4 before Lozano's goal was wiped off the board for possibly a delayed offsides. We're still not really sure.
Yeah, definitely going to have to go back and take a look at that one on the video later tonight and figure out what happened there, because to all intent and purpose, it looked to me like a good goal. But the referees saw something to the otherwise.
To a couple earlier instances on the night, a lot have gotten called back to center ice for a face-off for some odd reason.
Back through the center, that one tapped it off sides, will get called. As Dylan Price couldn't get a full control of it for the Seahawks.
The Seahawks pleading it was an intentional offside, try to push it towards the Rams' end of the ice, but it'll stay right where the linesman is right now.
Calder sent that one back for Benson. Came across for Lozano. Del Tufo makes a save, and then a second attempt from Dempsey went up over top. That one dangerously right in front of the net. Benson going the other way for the Seahawks. Benson fires. Save made by Bavarnik.
And he squeezed the pads on that one. Didn't want to lose that one out in front.
Down into crunch time with 5:20 left to go.
Rams are pushing for that tie right now, Matt.
Could they force a bonus period? Benson tried to send that one back to the blue line, bounced over top of Smurley's stick. He's going to have to come back to get it. Smurley sent it back to Benson. A little bit too much mustard on that one. Comes around for Lozano on the side. Lozano got crushed into the boards. Was able to get the puck behind the Suffolk net. Came back out in front, and a save made by Bavarnik as there is issues after the play.
Calder went down, and so did the Ram.
Yeah, Johnny Malera was the one who had the shot that was saved by Bavarnik, and in the midst of that, Malera immediately exited the zone, and Calder got dumped down by Sam Rand. Door opens for Calder.
And that can't just be one way.
Door is opening for Sam Rand.
I'd have to agree on that one. Coincidental minors. Our officials trying to get some kind of hold on this game and just giving one apiece.
So a 2-minute penalty for cross-checking to Sam Rand. 2-minute penalty for high sticking to Logan Calder. We play for a side.
Something to take away from that is the Seahawks forfeit an offensive zone faceoff in a close game.
They'll move it offensively here, though. Walensky stops on a dime. Walensky fired. Save made by Bavarnik. Walensky standing on 2. Looking for that third.
He doesn't miss many of those opportunities one-on-one in the offensive zone. We had one last home game.
Four and change. Bouncing for Scott. Settles it. Will go underneath Dempsey. Dempsey tracks back. Off the sideboards as he tried to work it with Webb.
Hello.
Hello, right in front of the boxes. Josh Kroon tying up with Scott. And now Scott having words with Brendan Kim.
Again, a couple hits laid aside by either team. Caroons was a clean one, body to body right along the boards. Beautiful clean hit. And he let him know it.
.407 left to go here in the third.
Loving the intensity here.
1:14 left on the Coincidental Miners.
Azano headhunting.
He wants it back. It got taken away from him. Kyle in the center of the zone with Hamill. Offsides, not called. And all the way down as it comes right back out in front. Save by Del Tufo on the attempt that came from Ouellette.
Rams cut a huge break there.
Kyle to the corner. Kyle wraps that one around the back side. Azano, Kyle, back up top. And a stop made by Bavarnik. Kyle and Azano with Shoemaker trying to play tic-tac-toe down in the offensive zone in front of Bavarnik. Offside. Actually called this time.
Didn't know they could call it.
Faceoff will take place at center ice. Crafty choice by the DJ. Playing Why Can't We Be Friends?
Well done.
As there has been certainly plenty of physicality as Del Tufo will save that one on the attempt from low. Benson poke checks it back across the blue line. Salve tried to go on the offensive. Delayed offsides, negated as Salve will touch this one up behind their own net. Holding it. And finally bringing it through. A dump and chase for the Seahawks as they go for a line change. Calder will chase that one down. Comes all the way back. Can be picked up and moved along the near side boards. Back in the neutral zone, Donahue. Valaket brings that one across. Inside of the final 2 to go. Still a 1-goal lead. And eyes on the left-hand side. If the Rams exit the zone, do they pull Bavarnik?
Absolutely. He's looking right at the bench. Next time they exit cleanly, he's out of there.
5-a-side hockey penalty boxes are empty. And the final 90 ticks. There goes Bavarnik. 6-on-5 for the Rams. Empty net to the left-hand side. Azano dances that one forward. Tukne gets dispossessed. No, actually, Tukne dispossessed a Rams player of his stick. But it carries the other way for Scott. Off of the glass hard as that one went over top of Del Tufo's head. And a whistle and a stoppage of play as they show 103 on the scoreboard.
Look to see the Rams possibly use a timeout here.
A slashing call has been issued on Damon Zimmer. Timeout called by Suffolk.
So Suffolk will look to have a 6-on-4 here as they keep that net empty for a not one but two-man advantage. What a time to make a call.
1:03 left to go. 5-4 Seahawks over the Rams. We're going to take a very quick commercial break and be right back. You're watching Salve Seahawks Ice Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
Game On mouthguards. Game On mouthguards have superior shock absorbency, are impervious to viruses and bacteria, and also is the only mouthpiece ever to earn the American Dental Association's seal of acceptance.
.103, 5-4, 6-4 on the ice as Zimmer gets sent to the penalty box for slashing. Empty net to the left.
And unfortunately, we don't see Walensky out there for the Seahawks, who possibly could have gone for his hat trick. The Seahawks really looking for the win tonight.
Right now, you need the best penalty killers that you've got on the ice. As we start this final minute of play. This one's going to loop all the way around. Trying to pick it up is Calder. Calder in the corner. Sends that one around the backside boards. Ouellette. No offside call. Right in front. Shot. Del Tufo made a save and it went behind him. Cannot be kept in by Rand. Rand. That one got dispossessed. And it came across in an opportunity there. Malera almost had it. Caden Krause in the mix. This one comes back across for Lowe. Lowe holds, fires one. That goes wide. Hits off the back corner. Came back across again in the final 15 seconds to go. Ouellette. Bounce to the blue line. Rand. That's wide. Ouellette tries to go again. That's wide. 5 seconds to go. Shot right in front. Comes back again. Shot. No! It hit Del Tufo as the horn sounds. Seahawks win 5-4.
What an end of the game there. Those four penalty killers went all out. Especially Krause, putting his body on the line multiple times, and the Seahawks able to escape this one. Somehow not scoring in the third, but they get out of here with a 5-4 win.
Seahawks are going to go to 12-8-1 on the season. 10-7-1 in the conference as the games tick down. We're going to take a commercial break, and we will be back for the Fans Only Sports Network post-game show with head coach Zach Klan. Seahawks win 5-4. Keep it right here. We'll be back shortly.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, Deflected, no! Rebound! Score!
Back here on the Fans Only Sports Network post-game show with head coach Zach Klein. That's one heck of a win.
It's we got it through it tonight. I think every team right now is just gearing up for playoffs, and that's what it's going to be. If you get a lead on a team, they're going to do anything they can to get back into it, and they did a good job of that tonight. So.
If you want anything to happen on senior night, Mitch Walensky, 2 goals.
Oh, it was awesome. It's about time he starts popping off. He's a kid that, he's had a tremendous amount of confidence, and to see him start to get some reward for that going into the playoffs is great.
How big was it having Caden Krause back on the ice tonight for you guys?
He is a kid that there's a tear in my eye at the start of this. He's been through a lot in his college career, a lot of injuries, but I can remember the first day I flew up to Manitoba and met with him. We had wings together, and he's been an absolute cornerstone and one of my favorite players ever to coach.
We had a chance through the course of the weekend tonight to be able to talk to each one of the 4 seniors, talk about this senior crew and how special they've been for Seahawks hockey.
Absolutely. This group of young men, they've persevered through a lot. They came in. We were at a different location. They fought through it with us. We were now moved over here. But they've had a lot of ups and downs. But together as a group, they've been steadfast, and the relationships they built over these 4 years, I think they'll be lifelong.
There's still a little bit of business to conduct before the playoffs. We'll see you guys next week against UNE. Talk about the last couple of games that you've got in the season.
Tomorrow night is going to be it's going to be a good test for us. And then we have UNE on Thursday night here, our last home game before the playoffs, and they're always they're a tough match anytime we play them. So a lot of business to take care of for us. Again, we just want to make strides, become a better hockey club every time we're on the ice here, and then it looks like right now we have the 4th spot locked down. So now we're just waiting to see kind of who we're playing. But, tonight, atmosphere was great in here. I can't thank everybody enough, all the student body for coming out, and Phil, our announcer, and our person playing the music. It's all within the family, so it's great having everybody here.
Well, we're proud to be here as well, too. It's been fun these past couple of games. We're looking forward, obviously, to next Thursday, the UNE game. But that'll do it for here tonight from St. George's Arena. Seahawks win 5-4. You've been watching Salve Regina Seahawks hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching